Now, we just want to cross back to Ken Delaney, who has some breaking news for us. We understand that Donald Trump, former president of the United States, has now been indicted on 4 counts in relation to the attempt to overturn our election. Ken?
That's right, Eamon. Donald Trump, the 45th president of the United States, has been indicted by a grand jury in Washington, D.C. on 4 criminal counts. I haven't been able to read the indictment yet, but I saw the cover sheet, and the counts include obstruction of an official proceeding and conspiracy to defraud the United States. More as we get it. We're going to dig into it right now. But Donald J. Trump, the former president of the United States, has been indicted tonight by a grand jury in Washington, D.C. in this long-running investigation about efforts to attempt to overturn the results of the 2020 election.
And he deliberately disregarded the truth, and then it goes on to list examples of him disregarding that truth.
Yeah, that's a core of this brand new indictment that we've just gotten, because the lies here are actually crimes, according to Jack Smith. That language, defraud the U.S., means that you're knowingly perpetuating a fraud. This is something we've been waiting on. I'm just going to hold it up here for our newsroom cameras. We talk about a speaking indictment. This is something more like a shouting indictment.
Yeah.
This is incredibly detailed. We've been making our way through it. I've read part of it. It is incredibly broad, specific, and damning. The number of states involved are far broader than you would need. We're seeing basically a multi-state conspiracy allegation, what they call the 6, quote, contested states. We're seeing basically 3 conspiracies Jack Smith charges Donald Trump with. You've alluded to these in your reporting, and I just want to read from it. We have 3 of them laid out at one point where he says, with some detail, the conspiracy to defraud the U.S. was using fraud to impair and obstruct the lawful federal government function to process a presidential election. Conspiracy 2, to corruptly obstruct and impede the January 6th congressional proceeding. That's, of course, the day that they stormed the Capitol for that proceeding. And then C, a conspiracy against the right to vote and have one's vote counted in violation of federal law. And so this is very specific. We've heard a lot of spin and minimizing and lies, outright lies, about what happened in and around January 6th. This is now going to be tested in court. The new indictment of Donald Trump here is Jack Smith saying there were these 3 conspiracies that are charged. As for those 6 co-conspirators, my view, and our analysts will weigh in, but I think this is a broader set of co-conspirators than many were expecting. There was talk about what my colleague just mentioned, that there was a DOJ official, Mr. Clark. There was Mr. Eastman, a very controversial lawyer who was pushing things that he himself admitted in writing were probably unlawful. But this is 6 individuals. We have the 4 attorneys, the DOJ official, and then co-conspirator 6, a political consultant who implemented a plan to submit fraudulent slates of presidential electors. And the reason why this is also really significant as a very strong indictment here is we're looking at a lot of different lanes. Jack Smith has to have the evidence to prove all of them, but he's also going to be presenting to a jury, if this goes to trial, many different crimes, 3 different conspiracies. And so if you win some, not all of those, you still have then a conviction.